This is the stocking that I embroidered for myself. As you can see, I did not do a good enough job of centering it, but I'm going to do better on the next two, one for my husband and one for my daughter. Let's get started. Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to do my very best to demonstrate how I embroidered on this knit stocking by showing you how I do it for my husband and my daughter. If you're interested in getting started with embroidery, November is the month to purchase a machine. Ricoma is having their Black November sale, and I think that you will be able to find the machine that's right for you, your budget, your needs, and everything. Now, I am going to take you step by step through the full process, and at the end of the video, if you find it helpful, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's look at the materials and dive right in. The materials I used for this tutorial, in addition to my Ricoma Marquee 2020 needle embroidery machine, are I use this 6-pack of Kunyita Christmas stockings. These are knit. It comes with 2 white, 2 green, and 2 red. I use tearaway sticky stabilizer, water soluble stabilizer. I actually use 2 different sizes of my fast frames. So there's still some sticky stabilizer on top of these. You could also use a 5x5 Mighty Hoops if you don't have the fast frames. And the font that I use for this is one that's called Master Baker, and I'll show you how I use that font. Now let's head over to the computer so that I can show you exactly how I use the font and how I brought the file into the Chroma software. We'll get the stockings hooped and then we'll go over to the embroidery machine. I am using Silhouette Studio Business Edition to create SVGs. You can use any software that will allow you to create an SVG and export it into the Chroma software. The first thing I'm going to do is click over here on the left, and I will click anywhere on the screen and type my husband's name, Peter. And what I'll do is click on his name and I will select the text. Remember, the one I'm using is called Master Baker. What I can do is right click on the text, and I can see that there are basically cut lines here, and I don't need that. I want this all to be smooth. So I can click on Weld, and it will remove the inside lines, and then I can right click again and click Group. What I'll do next is go over here to the right panel and fill in his name just with black, and I will remove this red outline. I don't need that. Then I will click File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive, and I would just call this Peter for Christmas stocking, And because I'm using the business edition, I can save this file as an SVG. Then I would repeat that same process for the next name. I would click on the A. I will click anywhere on the screen. Let's do this for Madison, Madison. I can click on her name. I can change the text to that one that's called Master Baker. Scroll up right here, and I can right click, Weld, right click again, Group, and then fill in her name with black and remove that red outline. And I'm going to click File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive, and I can call this Madison. I can just call it Madison just like that. And I can save this as an SVG and click OK. I will repeat that process for Miles and Morgan. Now let's go over to Chroma. I am in the Chroma Luxe software, and the first thing I'll do is click on File, Import Artwork, and I will bring in Peter's name right here, Peter for Christmas stocking. I can click Open, and here's his name. And what I can do, what I did do is I went over here to auto digitize and I auto digitized this, and it looks, good for the most part. I am going to look at let's look at this. So right now this is on a tatami stitch, and I want this to be a brick stitch, and I am bringing the density down to 0.30. I'm going to click apply, and then on the letter P, I'm also bringing this down to changing it to a brick stitch, and I'm changing the density to 0.30, and I'm going to do a realistic view. This looks great in my opinion. I don't have there's not anything I would change other than to make sure it's going to stitch in the right order. So right now, if I were to just send this to my machine, it would start with the ETER, and I don't want it to do that. I actually want it to start with this letter P. So what I'm going to do is right here basically my layers panel, I'm going to right click over here, and I'm going to select order and send to back. So the P will stitch first. Now I can also look at this P and I can see the starting and ending point, and I'm going to move the start to right there, and I'll move the end. This red dot indicates where it will end. I'll move that there. Okay, and I can just click out. That looks good still. And let me do the same thing with ETER. So now, right now, it looks like it's going to start and end over here on this R, and I don't want that. I'll put the starting point right here at the E and the ending point right here at the end of this R, and I can just click anywhere on the screen, and then I'll use my select tool. I'll select everything, and then I'll go over here to this option is called let me see if I can see it. My mouse is so big, the command option basically. And right here on end command, I'm going to change this to trim. So it will trim all the thread where it needs to be trimmed. I'll click apply, and this looks great. So what I'll do is click on file, save as, and I'm just going to save this as Peter's, let's call it Peter's Christmas. Ooh, words are hard. Christmas stocking. And I'm saving it as an RDE first. I'll click save. And then I'm also going to click file and save as. And I'm going to save it as a DST. And like that. And I'm going to click file and new. And I'm going to open that file, Peter's Christmas stocking, and I will, let's see, right there, not there, Peter's Christmas stocking, the DST file. I'll click open, and I will click file, send to machine. So I can just click send, and it'll be automatically sent to my Ricoma Marquee 2001. So now I'll go to file and new, and file and import artwork. I'm going to import Madison's name. Here's Madison. I'm going to click OK. This is what her name looks like. I'm still going to do an auto digitize. I have not really learned how to digitize very well, and since I'm in the very, very, very early stages of learning this, I'm doing what has worked for me. Now I can see that there is no fill pattern, and I can look at this and tell that there are several different stitch types going on right here. So if I click on the M, let me see, this is a tatami stitch, and let's see if I can change this to a satin stitch. Okay, so I right clicked and converted it to a satin stitch. Let me see if I can bring this down to like a density of 32 and see if that, okay, that looks good. That actually looks good. I like it. I think it looks great. All right, let me change this over here, and I want my endpoint to stay there. I'll bring the starting point up here, and I'll click out, and I'm also I need to change this to a satin stitch. And let's bring that density up to 32 and click apply. Ooh, that's not good. Let me click undo. And let me see if I can do what I did here. I'm going to right click, and let me click let me change this. Let me right click and convert to satin. That looks good. Okay. And let me click apply. That looks great. We're going to go with this. We're going to go with this. And now I would still select the whole thing, and I would check my jump stitches for my end commands. I want all of them to be trims and not jumps or anything like that. And I also want to make sure this is going to stitch in the right order. So if I click right here, number 1 is going to be the end, and it should not be starting there. I'm going to right click and go to order and send to front. So that should be last. And then let's see what's next. So this is the A. So this should not be second. This should actually, let me see if I can move it down. Okay, so this should actually be, it could really be third, but it's fine if it's second. All right, and then the M is first. All right, so now this is as good as I know how to do it. And I'm going to click File and Save As, and I'm just going to call it Madison. And close that right there. And I'm going to save it as an RDE. And then I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save this as a DST and click Save. I'm going to File and New, and I'm going to open her file again, Madison, right there, the DST file, and I will send it over. I'll click File and Send to Machine, like that. Click Send, and it'll go over to my Ricoma. I'll finish this up for Miles and Morgan, and then we will get our stockings put on the fast frames, and we'll go to the embroidery machine. Let's look at how to put the stocking on the hoop in the right way. So this is mine, and this is what the full stocking looks like. So let's kind of zoom out so you can see it better. Okay, so here's the full stocking. It is facing the right direction. Here's Peter's, it's facing the right direction. This is one that has not been embroidered yet. In order to get the name on the stocking in the correct way, let me show you what I did. So let's start with mine. I'm going to turn it inside out. And these have a tag on the inside, so that helps me. So here's the tag, it's on the left side. Here's my right hand, here's my left hand. It's on the left side, and the hook is on the right side. So I'm going to turn this one the same direction. I'm going to turn it inside out. Okay. And here is that hook, here's the tag. When I put this on the hoop, on the fast frame, I'm going to make sure that Madison's name is actually upside down on the machine. So I'm going to have to flip her name once I get ready to stitch this out. So here's mine, and my stocking is not folded over and it's inside out. So I'm going to do hers the same way. And if we were to look at Peter's, if I flip it inside out, flip it inside out so we can make sure we understand, so we don't make any mistakes. Here's the hook, here's his name, it's upside down, here's that tag. So the hook, the name, the tag, the hook, the name, the tag. Here's the hook, there's no name, there's the tag. So I'm going to get some of that stitcher stabilizer, and I'm going to place it on the hoop just like this, or on the fast frame just like this. So I'm going to remove it from the backing just like this. And I can kind of cut some of this off because I just want it to fold over on the frame. Like that. And then I'm going to tighten this up. And I will add the stocking, the hook over here. And I'm going to put some water soluble on top. So just enough to get her name stitched. Okay. I don't want it to be in the way. Okay. That's it. So now the stabilizer is stuck to the stocking. Let's go back to the embroidery machine, but it's going to be the same way for all 5 stockings. Okay, let's take a look at it and see how it did. I don't even have to really remove the hoop since this is tearaway stabilizer. This is how it looks. It looks really, really good. Now we just got to make sure it's on right. Let's see. You can get a spray bottle and remove that. Clean up. I'm going to remove all of this tearaway from back here. Okay. It looks really, really good. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. I just need to get the water soluble cleaned out. But so far, so good. It looks so good. Oh, these are my finished stockings, and you already know I'm going to say I love them. I did have a snafu with Miles's, but I was able to recover it, and I've already ordered more to do that one over again. I love the way these turned out, and if you found this process helpful, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.